You're listening to Into the Disappearing. I'm Marin Blake. Tonight we're traveling to the small mountain town of Claremont Ridge, where New Year's Eve is more than just a celebration. It's a tradition of lanterns, music, and family. A moment when the whole community comes together as the old year slips away. But this story is about someone who slipped away with it. Her name was Olivia Kerr, 27 years old. A quiet, steady presence. A lover of books, herbal tea, and old clocks, especially old clocks. She went missing on New Year's Eve just before midnight, and what she left behind didn't make sense. Tonight, we're looking at the strange final minutes of Olivia Kerr, the pale blue flash, the open window, and the trail of impossible objects found in the snow after she vanished. So settle in. This one ticks. Olivia lived above the old clockmaker's shop on Hawthorne Street, a narrow red brick building with frosted windows and a sign that had been hanging there since 1912. Locals said the place always smelled faintly of cedar and machine oil, something you'd expect from a shop filled with cuckoo clocks, mantel clocks, and grandfather clocks that chimed at slightly different times. That building became the last place Olivia Kerr was seen. To understand how strange her disappearance was, you have to understand her routine. According to her sister Maggie, Olivia kept her days carefully ordered. She walked to the library at 9. She returned home at 5. She texted Maggie every night at 8:30, without fail. Maggie told investigators,
When Olivia's routine broke, something was wrong. She didn't just forget. She didn't just wander off. Something happened. And on New Year's Eve, that routine broke.
on the night of the lantern release, just after 11 p.m., several people in the square looked up toward the clockmaker's building and noticed a blue flash in Olivia's window. Not lightning, not fireworks, not long enough to be a camera, just a cold, pale blue blink, and then nothing. The window darkened. One witness said it looked like the color of a dying bulb, or something electrical giving out. Another said, it felt like the light wasn't just in her room, it was around her. At 11:03 p.m., according to phone records, Olivia's movement stopped. Forever. When Olivia didn't show for the midnight meeting, her sister climbed the narrow staircase to the 3rd floor. She knocked. No answer. She tried the doorknob. It opened. Inside, nothing was scattered. Nothing was overturned. Nothing looked like a struggle. But the window was wide open. Snow was blowing inside onto the hardwood floor, and on that floor, leading from Olivia's desk to the open window, was a thin trail of small metal gears. Clock gears. Perfectly clean, perfectly cold, and arranged as if someone had placed them there carefully, one by one. The trail stopped right at the window frame. Outside there were no footprints, no drag marks, no disturbances in the snow at all. It was as if Olivia had vanished upward, or been pulled upward. Maggie told police she whispered her sister's name into the empty street below. It echoed. No one answered. Claremont Ridge canceled its fireworks that night, but the bell tower still rang out the arrival of the new year. 12 chimes. Slow. Heavy. On the 12th chime, every single lantern in the square flickered, dimmed, and then glowed with a faint blue tint, the same color witnesses saw in Olivia's window. The glow lasted about 3 seconds. Then, it was gone. The town didn't know it yet, but something else had changed. Because by sunrise, after search parties combed the streets and alleys and rooftops, 3 more gears were found. This time at the edge of the woods, arranged in a perfect triangle, metal cold enough to sting the skin, despite the morning sun. Investigators described them as pristine, untouched, like they were left there minutes before we arrived. That was the last physical sign of Olivia Kerr. There are dozens of theories. Some believe Olivia had been repairing an antique clock, one rumored to be older than the town itself, and something went catastrophically wrong. A mechanical failure, an arc of electricity, a fall. But none of that explains the gears appearing outside in the snow, untouched, in impossible arrangements. And others? Well, others believe Olivia didn't disappear from Claremont Ridge. They believe she disappeared into something, a doorway, a misfiring device, a flash from a mechanism older than any clockmaker in town had ever seen. What we do know is this. Every New Year's Eve since Olivia vanished, at exactly 11:03 p.m., a pale blue flash has been seen in her old window. Just once. Always the same color, always the same second. As if the year itself remembers. As if the gears continue to turn, as if she never left, or hasn't finished leaving. If you have information regarding the disappearance of Olivia Kerr, or if you've witnessed the blue light from Hawthorne Street, you can contact our tip line at intothedisappearing.com. This has been Into the Disappearing. I'm Marin Blake. Stay safe and stay aware. Some vanishings. Never stop counting down.
When the night gets bright and the stars align, we stir up dreams in cosmic time. A little stardust, a little tune, you're mixing it with the